So when was the last time you laughed out loud? Or when was the last time you truly bonded with someone and truly felt at home? Or when was the last time you did something fun and exciting and felt like you were a child again? If you are a juggler like most of us, who are juggling one thing after another in life on a daily basis, you're always weary of dropping the next thing and falling behind, always anxious about what tomorrow brings. And if that's the case, the chances are you're struggling to be happy in life. You're asking the question hundreds of millions of people are asking, is this it? Question mark. Is there more to life than just being born and living and paying bills and dying? Is this it? So many of us are anxious because we have experienced happiness randomly or once in a while, but we are never able to truly hold on to happiness and well-being. And I'm here to tell you that you can change that. But like anything valuable or worthwhile in life, wellness or well-being or authentic joy has to be earned. It is through our choices and the changes we make in our lives that are going to get us there. So with this video, I hope I can at least start the conversation or help build some awareness around what makes up wellness. What are its components? So maybe the viewers can better understand the changes and choices they need to make in their lives to experience joy and fulfillment on an ongoing basis rather than a one-off basis. Wellness is the result of four main outcomes, if you will. It includes health, happiness, wealth, and harmony. And each of these four outcomes are driven by both internal and external factors or dimensions. So essentially, wellness is made up of 8 dimensions. Let's take health first, because I think it's the most important. I think we all agree that health is fundamental to our well-being. Health is made up of the physical and environmental dimensions. Physical being internal, environmental being external. Physical is all about the diet we consume, the activities we engage in, the intensity of the activities. The rest, the hygiene, the avoidance of harmful substances like alcohol and tobacco, etc. It's pretty straightforward, but this is Wellness 101. This is the foundation. Now, one part that often gets ignored is the external health, the environment. It's not just our homes, but our workspace. Are we in nature-friendly, sustainable places which are clean, comfortable, creative, and calming for us? Because if you're just living in urban centers made out of concrete, over time it starts to take a psychological toll on us. So just remember that health is not just what you're consuming and what you're doing to your body, but it's also where you're putting your body in, the environment, the space that you're in. And it's, again, I would reiterate that it's the most fundamental component of wellness. Thomas Carlyle once said, he said that he who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Let's talk about happiness next. So happiness is made up of emotional and social dimensions. Emotional being internal, it's all about knowing yourself, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, regulation of stress and emotions. So once we understand who we are not, what we control, what we don't control, we really free ourselves from a lot of unnecessary pain and drama, really. And so having that positive emotional state where you can experience emotions, but you refuse to be taken hostage by them, I think it's very, very important. Now, when you look at happiness from an external perspective, the social perspective, the question is, the people that are in your network, do you have a connection with them, or is just a relationship at face value? Do you have a sense of belonging? Do you find support and respect and trust in them? Do you believe that they have an impact on you and vice versa? And if you do have all of these things, then it definitely adds tremendously to our, what we can call the happiness quotient. But I would just emphasize one thing here. I'm reminded of a quote by Epictetus. He said, There's only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about the things which are beyond the power of our will. Yeah, it's really all about awareness, isn't it? Happiness is really about awareness. Now let's talk about wealth. Wealth has two dimensions, mental and financial. Mental being the internal, financial being the external. Now, mental wealth is really all about our mindset, our knowledge, our skills, our ability to think clearly and confidently and critically. Mind is really an asset, isn't it? But now when we think about external wealth, financial wealth, it's our ability to generate income, the discipline to spend some of that income, the ability to graduate our lifestyle from one level to the next over time, the ability to manage risk. So when you think of wealth, it's really a lot to do with the process. It's a journey. So, wealth creation to me, it's a process of becoming wealthy through knowledge acquisition and exercising discipline. These two combined then lead us to greater freedom in life, essentially. So Carol Dweck, the author of this fantastic book, Mindset, she says, becoming is better than being. And I think here she's punctuating the need to follow a process. The becoming is a process. It takes steps, it takes time, it takes discipline. So if you want to accumulate wealth in life, mental and financial, both are them assets. If you want to build assets, you will have to follow a process. Last but not least, let's talk about harmony. So harmony is made up of spiritual and occupational components. Spiritual is internal. It's about the value you provide yourself. It's your purpose in life, your meaning of life, right? You have to find it or develop it. It's whether you are connected to a higher power or creator or whatever you want to call it, through prayers and meditations or rituals. It's whether you're present in the now, in the moment, not in the past or the future, but now. It's your value system, your identity, and where you want to take it. So this is a lot of inner work that leads to inner peace, and it's very, very fundamental to our well-being, overall well-being. Now, if you take this externally, it's really about the value you provide the world through your occupation, through your job, through your work. So then the question is, what's your purpose there? Is what you're doing meaningful? Are you impacting people's lives? Is the work gratifying and satisfying? Are you learning a lot? Is it supportive of your lifestyle, right? Is it just barely paying the bills, or does it help you live comfortably? And then a very important question is also, what about the people around you? Is your work environment collaborative and encouraging, or is it toxic, right? That's a big question mark for a lot of people. So as we can understand, there are so many factors that go into having a harmonious life that then translates into well-being. I would say Pablo Picasso said it best when he said that the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So if you're able to find our gift and give it away, I think we succeed in achieving harmony. So now that we know what makes up wellness, these 8 dimensions, the logical, obvious question is, well, how do I take this theory and translate this into my personal life, which is quite stressful and chaotic and demanding? Are you asking me to juggle 8 more dimensions on top of everything else that I'm juggling? Well, the answer to that is obviously not. I would just only encourage you to focus and not worry about taking all 8 dimensions all at once. The goal is to focus on what resonates with you most, whether it's in health or happiness or wealth and harmony, and develop habit systems around them to cultivate those dimensions. Now, obviously, you're going to make a conscious choice to not necessarily ignore the other dimensions for the time being, but really prioritize the focused dimensions for the time being. And as and when you evolve them, you can see if you have the capacity to go to other dimensions, build them up along the way. Some may happen inadvertently based on the quality of people you're around, the network you're around. Some may require more work. So just remember, wellness is not a destination, it's a process, it's a journey. So you need to just focus on one step at a time, and that's it. Because really, you deserve it. It's a conscious decision to prioritize a better quality of life for yourself. Wellness is about focusing on what matters most to you, to fight for your best life. And you deserve nothing but the best. Be well.